What's up everyone? So first thing that we need to do is to tear open the vinegar pouch. Pour the vinegar in a measuring cup. For assurance that we will indeed get 100 milligrams of it. Then, we will again pour the vinegar into another cup. After that, we will pulverize the chalk with the use of a stone upon placing it into a thick layer of tissue. Next is, we will now place the crushed 25 grams of chalk into the cup filled with 100 ml vinegar. And as we can observe, once the chalk particles touched the vinegar, it first stays at the surface of the acid reactant and gradually falls down and then up again and down, up, until the reaction is over. The reason for the floating and falling of the chalk particles is due to the creation of the carbon dioxides from the reaction. A proof of this is the bubbles gathering up at the corner of the cup. And we will know that the reaction is over once the surface of the vinegar has cleared up. Now, we will gently stir the mixture to make sure that the neutralization reaction is complete. And voila! The first half of the process has been completed. Now it's time to separate the calcium acetate which we got as one of the main products of the reaction. With the use of a coffee filter, we will now weed out the neutralized vinegar from the calcium acetate. Now, to make sure that what we got is indeed calcium acetate, let us try to test its water solubility. Alright, so we will now place the filtered substance into an empty cup. Then we will gently and gradually put water at the top of the filter. So, unlike calcium carbonate, calcium acetate is characterized as slightly soluble to water, and if heat is added as factor, this will create another reaction which will give us acetone and again some calcium carbonate. As we can observe, most of the calcium acetate has dissolved in the water, and that's it for the assurance.
Hi guys, in this part we will be using a single piece of chalk and pretty much anything that is hard enough to break this chalk into pieces. And as what you can see, We used stone here for pounding the chalk, and fortunately, we have broken it into the desired sizes purposely aimed for this part of the experiment, since we will be testing different sizes to see if there could be relative changes in the reaction depending on the size of the chalk soaked in a 500ml vinegar. Next step, let's just pour the said amount of the vinegar into the beaker, and take note, it should be of the same amount with the other to gather the relevant data. Now for the final step, let's just simply put the broken pieces of chalk into the beaker and do the observation afterwards. Just seconds later, an observable amount of gas bubbles came from the surface of the vinegar as if it is boiling. We believe that the bubbles are the carbon dioxide composition released due to the reaction it experienced from the acetic acid of the vinegar and the chemical formula of the chalk.
Hi everyone! In this part of our experiment, we broke a piece of chalk into 5 small pieces. And just like in the previous process, we place the broken pieces into the vinegar to observe the reaction. As we can see, the reaction is more visible since the chalk is much bigger state than the powdered one. Bubbles can be seen coming upward from the chalk.
In this part of our homemade experiment, I am tasked to put the whole chalk into the vinegar to observe the reaction. As we can see, the reaction immediately occurs as I put the whole chalk into the vinegar, and we can also observe that the whole chalk is rotating. It is because of the pressure. The reaction is very visible since the whole chalk is in a much bigger state than those of broken into small pieces and powdered one. As the reaction, the creation of bubbles can be seen coming out from the chalk itself, which is the CO2, and we can also hear bubbling sound.